Turn 80. All right, so we have continued expanding. Let's take a look here. What's new since turn 70? Persia started the Apadana. I discovered cartography. I finished the ambition to convert everyone to Judaism. Discovered machinery. Persia started the Acropolis. I discovered Compo. I got the ambition and finished at the same turn to maintain 8 governors, and I just discovered hydraulics. Also founded Manchanism down here in Amunia. Yeah. So somehow Persia's still on 2 laws, which is really confusing to me, considering it's turn 80. I moved some agents around to get better science. He's pumping out triremes here from this city, 32 production there, decent production there. But I have just money, like better science here for my agents. You can see the agents are giving about 20 science or so. Yeah, I don't know where those triremes are going. I'm trying to get this city up and running to be able to produce triremes. That's why I'm getting elder officers here as well. This city is up and running. Really enjoying that. Frugal improvement cost is really nice. Here we are 1 turn away from getting a citadel up and starting a citadel, just being able to directly produce Kushite Cav, which is great. And we just finished ranges, so there are money problems once we get land consolidation. Sad we missed the Apadana. We are legendary way ahead of him. We just don't have the econ to build any wonders. I've been selling stone pretty aggressively just to keep building everything else. He settled north before I did. So these amazing marble sites he has online and I have not online, which I think is what is making the stone difference. That's just scouting pattern / I just didn't go north. I went south. Yeah, maybe should have. Hindsight 2020. Here we are. Yeah, it's always interesting to see how game develops. Yeah, so succession, I'm probably going to try to imprison or just use designate, make chosen heir. Because, yeah, I think I would much rather have a scholar than a schemer at this point. Although you can make a case, there are still 3 tribes out, so the schemer actually isn't terrible. So you get 2 orders per war, so that's an extra 8 orders. So that might be good. Scholar isn't that big a deal, so I might actually hold on. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that one. Yeah, so lands here. I want to clear this site. There's like a bunch of 6 strength units there when I booked in a scout. Gonna try to clear this. As you can see, they're elite javelineers. I just upgraded my 2nd Kushite, so probably will bring it back north to fight. Just need to get things in position and sort of move in all at once, so I don't get destroyed by ranged units. Building a last settler here. That one will go here, hopefully. I will eventually get a trireme out here once I finish building officers and ranges. We just got elder officer. I want to get that to double elder and then double apprentice officer in the ranges. Here we're going to do a citadel first. Don't really have a worker to move over to get the 2nd range up at some point. We'll probably want to, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, succession secure. This guy is 11 charisma. He is an amazing ambassador. He just, picked orator for him. 200 family opinion, which is just insanely strong. As you can see, I'm in the stratosphere here with 700 family opinion, 600 Judaism's plus 270. Everyone's now converted. Finally, it was a huge amount of effort. The riders converted finally. So I think I have 1 more, conversion going out here. So that's pretty good. I married very late again, a 2nd marriage with this guy who turned out to be a random judge who's been really useful in terms of bringing having a rider judge has been super useful to be able to get these sites up and running with elder officers. I'm still behind in training. Similar and competent somehow on 2 laws. I just do not understand what's going on there. I'm just not sure. Parsa has not done any inquiries. He's done, I believe, 1 here, where I am somewhere around 3 inquiries here and 5 inquiries here. So 8 to 1 inquiry advantage. I'm not sure how he's competent. technologically, yeah, just confused, and why he's still on 2 laws. I am getting a scout out here, and eventually another one here because I want to have them in the forest here just to see what's going on. I also need to watch this north passage. This scout will eventually go over there. There's just too many Danes right now to get through. Settling here and here, and then maybe seeing what we can do there, and settling that with a trireme bridge or something. Yeah, super excited that we're going to be able to get Kushites up and running with 8 strength unit being produced. Just need to support them economically to do that. As you can see, we're only getting plus 17 wood. That's why I got mills, though I haven't set up any mills yet. We will need to figure out where to put them. This city, I moved a bunch of workers over here so that I can get a lot of lumber mills up and running. I'll build some lumber specialists to continue grabbing here, probably put a mill here, so that'll surround those lumber mills. I need wood so badly. Yeah, so here we are building a Jewish monastery to grab this. Would also been a very good windmill site. So yeah, probably only going to have room for 1 mill. Just need to figure out where to put it. Maybe 2 if that thing ever techs up. Culture's up. Ambitions. No ambitions right now. We got that A Governor one and instantly completed it. Probably not going to take one. We're 72, so I'd rather not have an ambition that's going to be almost impossible to finish unless I can 1-turn it or something. So tech-wise, as mentioned, tech-wise, we learned cartography. That's allowing us to steal steal research, about 200 science every 3 turns, which is pretty good. Machinery, which is on the way to hydraulics, which is why I picked it. Compo for ranges. So now we have ballistics unlocked, which is always interesting. Yeah, so we're going to get land consolidation, and then, I don't know, land teen sale might be interesting in terms of getting dromons, and allowing us to go autarky. I don't know. Coinage, potentially for happiness, fun things. Ballistics, I don't really think I have the econ to support that. My econ is kind of crap at the moment. So autarky is actually really interesting, although it does take high science, so I don't think I'm going to actually want to take it. And coinage is kind of not that useful. So land consolidation is I definitely don't need luxuries, but would like luxuries in place. It's also just good gold and culture, and there's so many of them, and it pairs really nicely with monasteries that are near them. So I don't know that I've necessarily min-maxed that. Definitely want to find this to have coastal movement. We've got pretty decent coastal movement here. We're going to get lumber mills up and running here. So yeah, I'm still thinking about where to go tech-wise. I can definitely also see a case for just going straight to barding. I need to get a better idea of where he is tech-wise. I poke into his city. I see longbowman, which means that he is going bodkin arrow, which means he's going infantry square, which means he's going pikes, which means I should not go barding, which means I should go cohorts, or ballistics or something like that. Ballistics actually won't be terrible, but I think I do need to go cohorts, which means I'm going to need more iron than I have right now. Cohorts and iron. So yeah, we're going to need to get the city up and running, and basically get a bazillion workers here, improving everything, and yeah, just getting lots of mines up and running, and also quarries. So yeah, I think these sites were not as great as the north in terms of just those marble that are going to be incredible. Each of them is at least 10, and you put specialists on there, and that's huge. This one's 14, right, with the quarry, 18 there. So yeah, I think given that tech reconnaissance there, I'm definitely going to go cohorts. Can also make a case for chain drive with ballista. I actually do have ballistas available now, but yeah, so he's going to have longbows, and interesting to go longbows with. I think he's getting it for pikes, so he's going to do pikes and cataphract archers or Valton cabs. I think this is a free tech one because he doesn't have 4 laws. So, and poking around here, we see just a garrison. We don't see any stronghold. He's building the Apadana, so he's sort of leveraging that. So I think I definitely want to get critical mass, maybe 8 Kushites or so. Get some macemen up and running, and then go hit coming from the south, just marching over here. Yeah, I think that will be the better approach. Yeah, the city's coming online, everything's coming online. We'll see how much time we want to dedicate to this, it might just be a question of like going over there and just marching over and fighting this Maceman and my very upgraded elite Libyan cabs. But yeah, definitely need to watch out for the bikes. But definitely want to clean up these Danes, at least here. I think there's, yeah, I don't know how many more Dane sites. I think there's just two. Might be something in the middle of the map. Just looking here, like you could see something potentially Scythian, and like you could imagine a Dane mirror up here if the Danes stretch up south. He is a truce to the Danes, which means they do, or stretch up north, which means they probably do. So, all right, so laws, I'm on 8 still. He's on 2, which is just so confusing to me. It's the same 8 that I've had for a while. Theologies, religion-wise, he has not established revelation, and I have. So it's a little behind there. Cities by training, always super interesting to see. I'm up to 25 in this city, 20 in Ipu, and Kiss is coming along third. At 16, that's where I'm going to be producing triremes. Yeah, I'm worried where these triremes are going. I don't really know. So I definitely need to have my own force and boats. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Source of science, Yamo and Kiss. Specialists, sages, that specialist bonus is kind of nice. Monasteries, Wasa as well. Yeah, and every sort of cleric city is just amazing. And then the agents actually are contributing quite a bit. So not too bad. So yeah, and then wonders, I did lose Acropolis and Apadana. I just don't have the stone income he does. But I think that should be okay. So family opinion, everyone's super, super happy. Graph-wise, you can see we're just in the stratosphere, 700, 800, something like that. Mill score, we're continuing to grow, but not really super fast. Orders on the way up, 57. Science really improved quite a bit from the last one. We were at 85, now we're 139. So zooming along, and that's not counting those increase. So I want to feel like I should be putting some distance. It's really crazy to me that he's still competent. Not sure what's going on. Really curious to see what's going on. So sex production is doing pretty well. Science orders. Stat-wise, specialists, we've got those apprentice officers, elders officers, everyone come in line. 19 workers produced 124 improvements, 128 improvements. Yeah, and a very long reign in this ruler, 51 years. So it'll be interesting sort of how to handle the succession here. Yeah. And his ruler is Keystone, and mine is the Great. So Keystone's from building stuff. Great is just from being generally awesome. And yeah, similar competent. Really, really curious what's going on. I think I am slightly ahead now, finally, in cities. I'm at 13. He's at 12. So I finally passed in terms of cities, and we'll be founding 14, 15, and 16 in good time. And then probably going over and attacking. I don't necessarily, I mean, I definitely need this city and this city, especially this city, super important. I want to clear this raid out, and then bring everything north and clear the city and like with a bunch of units at once. There's like 3 Dane units when I poked in with the scout and poked back out. All right, I think that's it for this, and we'll see you in about 10 turns or so. And yeah, all right, take care.
So hello, I'll be recording the turn 80 situation report. So things have progressed along the line I was describing. So we're still expanding our economy, getting good income of iron now, and wood is getting better, and stone quite a bit as well. The goal is to be able to rush out units and upgrade quite massively when we reach the key techs. Tech-wise, so let's have a look at that. We reached Botkin Arrow, and we had actually a choice of getting infantry square in 11 turns after redrawing, but I opted for aristocracy because I need the laws, and I really need centralization, not centralization, vassalage soon, and constitution as soon as possible for science and the civics boost, because adopting those laws will not be cheap. I've been a bit unlucky with spy masters dying, and I think 3 characters in a row that I was about to influence. So relationships have gone much worse. Essentially because leader of Zoroastrianism is a zealot who doesn't like me particularly. So even with an influence and being named as a something, I don't remember, doesn't like me much because my leader is a scholar, of course. So, well, she's shaping up very nicely on the other hand, but I'm not even using her as a governor because I need a judge still in Barca to rush specialists. I started the Apadana, which will be completed in 2 turns, so that will help considerably with my maintenance costs. You can see they are quite high, especially with my displeased families. And I started the Acropolis as well, so I was able to nab both. And actually, Alcaras didn't even start on the Circus Maximus, so I'm a bit surprised. So you can see I expanded my territory. I grabbed this city from the Scythians. I cleared everything, and most of my troops are around here. I now have 2 triremes. I will have another one next turn, which will enable coastal movement from Barca to the islands. I discovered this island and cleared it of a Scythian camp, and I aim to take this spot as well, but I want to settle it on the turn I take it, so it will take a bit of time. I'm being attacked in the north, so maybe I should not have relented my aggression there, or not as early. I'm barely holding, and I realized post-turn that I had made a careless move. This guy will die, which is unfortunate. I would have upgraded him gladly a bit later, hopefully when I get infantry square. And yeah, I'm working on joining the coast between Samarkand and Para a bit more naturally, well, without requiring ships, I mean. I'm finally connecting the northern half of my empire with my capital with the road. So 4 tiles to go. All those cities are on this river network, so they will all be connected at the same time. Well, of course, Hormizad already counts as connected as a rider city, but that's beyond the point. That's most of my iron and wood production at the moment. Nice culture. It's already strong in Pasargade because I got Elder Monk and 2 trappers for fur, which are sent to the hunters and the riders. I'd like to get more, but I'm not there yet. I'm making slingers because it's a bit faster in cities that don't have a lot of training, and I plan on upgrading them to longbows later. I don't require longbows right now. I have the tech, and Alcaraz knows. He has a spy master, and he can make. I have an agent, so I can see in Wathet. He can make triremes, so he definitely has cartography and is spying on me as well. Since we are both competent to each other in science, so I caught up nicely. Mostly, I expect, not fully, but since I was taking faster earlier, I wouldn't have caught up. I expect the difference is growing smaller. He's still pushing inquiries very much in Yamu and Wasat. As I was expecting, he was producing light chariots in Utrepit, which just got strong, but it still needs its citadel, and has been upgrading them in Wasat, meaning that this Kushite cavalry costed him the cost of a Kushite cavalry, so if I remember correctly, 100 wood, 100 food, plus yeah, well, that would cost 75 and 75 for me because I'm Persia and it's a ranged unit, but 100 and 100 plus the cost of the the light chariot before, so he's expanding probably quite a lot of resource and money into these units, and could only start making them relatively recently actually, so he joined the coast here, so he has very quick movement around this sea. An advantage I don't have. I would have to connect both my cities, I hope, with aristocracy and bonus and the border boost. I can accelerate the connection of my cities. I'm compensating with ships. The third triremes should accelerate movement quite considerably. He founded Christianity actually a bit before 1070, and recently Manichaeism. So possible that he has a bit of trouble with that. I'm not sure. I'm making settlers. I cleared both those city sites. I definitely want to enter a city here. Yeah, I'm not sure actually, because my hunters have more cities than the others at the moment. 5 cities, 2, 4, and 3. This one will be Clerics for sure, and this might almost be Clerics. Depends. Ideally, I'd grab the elephant with this city, which is still autonomous and making a festival at the moment. And I pushed culture a little bit with an Odeon and borders, more importantly. Not sure if I'll settle this point immediately. I'd like to, but I'd really want this one. So this will be higher priority, and settlers are coming out. I think I have 3 in progress in Para, Artaquana, and in Gordium. So this one in 3 turns will hopefully settle this point. So I'm not sure, I haven't planned how I can attack that, and I'm not sure how much damage my unit can actually inflict. Yeah, I will probably need a few more chariots. My ranged units won't cut it. I made a camel archer. I might make a few more because they're very good against cavalry. So that would be a soft counter with extra mobility and no zone of control while I wait for my pikemen to be out. My scout is done. I should probably hide him somewhere along the way rather than in plain sight. I have a bit more visibility on what's going on. And yeah, that's it. So science picked up a bit, not as hugely as I would have liked, but still, it's not too bad. At plus 142 and then 80. Alcaras caught up on cities. He now has 13, and I have 12 only. So as often he delayed his expansion, and he's probably now settling cleric cities that he will have a hard time developing. But with a temple, it's 2 order per city, so it's always valuable. So I expect this site. Well, this site I know. This one probably, and the other one in the back line. I don't think he's going for the northern coast yet, but he will probably see at one point the marble sites in the north and want them for himself. I went there first. Of course, I gave relatively high priority to those sites, but I assume Alcaraz didn't explore much early on. The problem with late expansion is, of course, the city don't have time to develop, and all the workers you didn't have working before are that much less improvement. It's always better to have good resource generation early on so that you can actually get a stockpile when the time comes. So we'll see how that plays out. The game is still quite tight. He's hitting his timing, starting to upgrade his mercenary units toward the front. Is done actually. Well, not the melee one, but that's all cavalry that doesn't rout, which I'm okay with. So my chariots are here only purely for the round. Of course, if I can upgrade them, I'll upgrade them, but I plan on going Paltons uh, when it arrives. So I could already adopt 5 laws if I had the civics to adopt the laws, and I'll have another one next turn, and hopefully sovereignty right after that for 7s, and the civics bonus to be able to actually pass the laws. I'm generating very good civics, but I'm still making quite a few specialists, so I'm consuming it quite quickly as well, but I'll soon be done, I think, with that. So yeah, that's the situation at the moment, and see you in 10 turns. Things might heat up a bit. Bye.
Turn 90. All right, so most important thing to note, No Legs is suddenly stronger than me, power-wise, and also is up to 7 laws. Not entirely sure how this happened. He does have pikemen now, as well as longbows. I have cohorts in probably 2 years or so, so definitely going to be upgrading all my warriors and spears to cohorts to deal with his troops, specifically his pikes. Yeah, clearing out the north here, finishing this. Probably, maybe we'll just leave the Numidians there, or just clear that last site. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. Getting another Dromon. I have Dromons. He appears to only be on triremes now. Definitely a somewhat tense moment in the game. He's going to get Acropolis here in a second. He has Apadana, which is really helping his econ. I tried to imprison Duchess Iput. She became a fugitive, but that meant I skipped and went scholar to scholar, which I think is a little better succession-wise. My heir is kind of terrible. Extravagant superstitious. Hopefully she'll pick something nice up. She also hates my guts at the moment. I took a discipline plus discipline event instead of dealing with opinion for her. That's probably easier to fix. I'd rather have the money because I need the money badly. I have not picked up autarky yet because I want cohorts first, I think. But once I get cohorts, autarky seems pretty good. So autarky wants cohorts. So yeah, need to figure out where I want to fight. I kind of was thinking of coming along the north. Looks like he might be moving some forces down here to hit the south. I can definitely pull forces around. I know he pumped out a bunch of triremes. I have no idea where they are. This Dromon is very fearsome though, so pretty happy with this Dromon here. Right now it's just linking everything together here. But yeah, probably found this here, or maybe found here. I don't know. I want to get slightly better vision to see like whether he's settled the mirror of this city. Yeah, I sent an agent in here. That'll be 5 years. Some triremes, some longbows. Must have a lot of troops. I've got decent production up and running, so we will see here. It's going to definitely be an interesting next turns. I've got Kushite calves being produced here. Everything's sort of underway. Trying to get more stone. Really need more iron as well. Yeah, getting luxuries up and running as well. Yeah, so definitely interesting. This city's on its way, about 12 years, so probably just going to be sending things over there to upgrade. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be cohorts and Kushites for me, so swords and Kushites to deal with his stuff. Won't have anything to route with, which is unfortunate. Yeah, but we will see here. So I can open up the timeline, see what's new. So we got hydraulics on turn 80, land consolidation, coinage, steel, battle line, architecture, Latine sail, our new ruler, inherited on turn 88, and then we double founded cities here. So basically founding these two up here, continuing our settlement, definitely getting this marble online. So sweet marble. Really sad I did not get that online earlier. And yeah, a little order constrained, so we'll see how that goes. He is on 7 laws. He sort of went there immediately, and it's now stronger, which is very scary. He could, in theory, march across this terrain. It's kind of crap terrain, though. Interesting he founded the center city here. So this is the center, I guess. So there's like something here, Zamir, I don't know. I haven't scouted that far. So yeah. Ambitions, I haven't seen any good ambitions, so I haven't picked one up. And then as my ruler was very old, I started declining ambitions because I didn't want to deal with them. Discussion is assured, Canute, and then I guess we have an orator potentially in the line and this unimpressive scholar here. Our inquiry pace is pretty good. We're on 8 inquiries in Wasat and 6 in Yamu. We're producing drones out of this one. Tech-wise, we covered the techs, all the techs that we picked up. So right now we're targeting cohorts. Likely then we'll just stick with cohorts and try to go kill him. I don't know that it's worth doing for barding, but maybe. Potentially. We can also consider autarky. We'll see. He does have those longbows, which are going to be annoying to deal with. So I haven't really seen very many longbow Persia. I guess it makes sense, especially if you're facing me when you know I like swords. Since he has pikemen, I don't actually think it's worth going for barding. Let's just stick with cohorts. Clear out the remainder of the Danes here, and maybe start sending forces south here. Challenge this middle, take the city, bring drones around here. I don't know. I kind of want to clear this up first. We'll see. It's definitely going to be interesting, very interesting what's going on here. Definitely looking forward to listening to hear things from his perspective. Laws, yeah, autarky is available. Picked up engineering. I got an event for architecture, I think, from a random tech. So that was very, very nice, just for the reduced wonder cost, although I haven't really taken advantage of it yet. But it, yeah, I don't know whether I should have actually picked up that law since I'm not actually building wonders, but I would like to. I do have turns time, I think, until turn 97, if I calculated things right. No, actually turn 94, so not that much time. He's got pretty good culture in this city, so if I want Pantheon and Circus Maximus, I definitely am going to need to pick them up by turn 94, not 97. So Pantheon and the Circus Maximus, turn 94. So not very much time. Definitely need to get that stone up and running. I'm not sure I'm going to have the flexibility to do that. We will see. Yeah, very, very curious how things are going on. I need to figure out where I want to fight and how I want to fight. This has taken a lot of orders. I don't know whether it was worth actually clearing these cities in the south. I am actually ahead city-wise, I think. So I have 16. He has, looks like 15. So just ahead by one city, soon to be 2. Don't really have another source for settler here. Building this trapper. Maybe should have built a settler, but it's a 10-year settler, dear lord. So I really question where I want to found this. I just found this riders because I need to balance out my rider cities. I only have 4, so yeah, this will probably also be riders, especially with that ore, potentially even double ore. And once I have autarky, I can build everything everywhere. Yeah, somewhat behind in production, I think. We'll see. Yeah, did not expect him to go from 2 to 7 laws in 10 years, or to become stronger. And he's still competent. I'm stealing religion, or stealing research. I don't know why I always say stealing religion. So very, very interesting turn of the game. He still hasn't picked up his 2nd level of theology for some reason. Hasn't picked up revelation. It's on 9 cities. I have 16 with my religion. Let's take a look at cities by training. Here's probably where I'm behind. 39, 38, 30, and then nothing. So he's probably got better. If I can see in here, there's 40 here. So not that much better. And then I can't quite see in here because I don't have agents. Not very many agents as Egypt. So, and I just put one in here just to get vision of what's going on so I can see what's going on in the north. Yeah, need to sort of, this scout is like, I did not know he even founded that city until like when I scouted last turn. So that's a little unsettling. I saw his chariot clear that city site, so we can go kill that if we need to. But yeah, I think we're definitely going to get cohorts here, upgrade some of this stuff. Probably not the spears. We'll leave them be. Going to be very, very tight on iron, so definitely need more of that, as well as more stone. Yeah, I think it's going to be really close in terms of getting Pantheon or Circus Maximus. We need to think about which one is going to be worth more. Yeah, so I think we'll clear this and then maybe clear here and then prepare for fighting here. I don't know. We will see. I haven't seen any siege units from him, so it's not also a very good map for siege units with the water. Sources of science, we're at 226 science. Yamu, Wasat, and Kiss are leading the way. not really, a little bit from Agent Spymaster. It's doing pretty well. So, family opinion, everyone is madly in love. This 14 charisma, 28-year-old ambassador is just killing it. So, yeah, that's 315 family opinion just from him. So, yeah, that we should be fine for the rest of the game, assuming he stays alive. Yeah. So let's take a look at some graphs. We've got mill score, 3820. Really curious what he's at. We went from 2698. So I don't know, maybe I missed a timing window. I should have taken some of this south instead of north to deal with the Danes. I don't know. We have not that many units, 3 Kushites, but we can, of course, get more. We have one more here, and then some light cavalry coming out here. We can always swap this over once we pick autarky, and it becomes Kushite production as well. We're hitting the stronghold here, and we'll get Citadel as well in Kiss soon as well. Yeah. So maybe a questionable priority. I think I wanted the ranges. Probably need another worker in this city. Got a lot over here, getting things online. So resource production, science. You see the sort of just insane speed. We've almost doubled our science in 10 turns. Really taking off to the moon. Orders, pretty stable, 57 or so. Wood production has also taken off. I think we were at plus 17. Now we're at 129. Much better for Kushite production. We've produced 3 light chariots and a dromon, so that's probably why he's passed us, but we hopefully will catch up soon. Just a question of where he's going to attack. If he's going to attack, or if we're going to attack. Yeah, we need to get slightly better vision of what's going on here. Yeah, so stats, 24 specialists, 4 princess officers, 6 elders. So a lot of cities are pretty well equipped. I think we've got double elders and then double apprentices almost everywhere. I think just Kiss still needs, once this range, yeah. So we got the double elder, and we need 1 more apprentice officer here, which we will probably queue up whenever we get the citizen fort. The city has double apprentice and double elder. The city has double apprentice and double elder. Needs 1 more apprentice here as well. So doing okay there. So 3 production cities right here. So that sort of implies we should attack from here because it's very proximate to our production, and not in this godforsaken north. So attack in the south. Definitely in all cohorts up and running, and probably autarky once we get cohorts. So thinking aloud while strategizing here, or while reviewing this, of course. Other stats, I think that's pretty much it, stat-wise. And yeah, the relative strength thing is really unsettling. So his ruler is Fountainhead, so 89 improvements and 1 wonder. Ours is the warrior from killing military units. So she's just started her reign 2 years ago, so not much. He has on 7 laws, professional army, which you would expect. So it looks like he hasn't even gotten legal code. So maybe that's part of why he was so slow in getting those laws. Just didn't have the income for it. So, all right, I think that concludes this situation report, and I'm sure the next 10 turns are going to be very interesting. I think given that we already have these troops down here, I'm going to probably clean this up, maybe swing by here, clear this out, and then just be ready, get some vision in here. I've got some scouts that can move over and hold in the south here, really get myself some good vision. Just a little order constraint, unfortunately. Wish I kind of had an orator at this point for orders, scouts and south as well. All right, see you in 10 turns.
Alright, turn 90, so my plan progressed along. Actually, my timing was quite a bit earlier. By around 4 or 5 turns, I got pikemen much earlier than expected, because I got a lucky event when I took out the last Scythian site. I don't intend to settle it, although it could accelerate my movement along this sea if I wish to do so, but I don't think I'll have the spare settlers. I settled this city, the Hunter City, which is we'll be making worker, and probably will longer term, mid-term be a pseudo settler pump to fill out my backline. I have awesome stone projections, so I'll probably go for a few more wonders actually. I'm quite close to getting legendary in Samarkand. If I'm lucky, maybe he doesn't have visibility on Samarkand, but maybe only on my capital, so maybe he underestimates how quickly I can get to legendary, because my capital will be legendary in 11 turn, but Samarkand in only 4, with all those awesome fisherman luxury resources as a hunter city, of course. So yeah, there's that. The Acropolis will complete next turn. I have pretty good economy with Apadana now. My opinions with families are getting better as well. Got an event that got Zealot as to be undid with my leader, which is awesome. My next area is still a scholar. This is really a scholar game. Alcaras will have had almost only scholars, and same for me actually. So Regent was a scholar, my queen is a scholar, my heir is a scholar. So it was that or judge, and I think I still prefer scholars for now. And yeah, so that's what's going on. I settled this site, got the border boost very late, so very nice border filling, and I'll try to join up my city naval extent to get faster movement. I have a few triremes, but Alcaraz recently got a Drummond, which is anchored around here, so maybe he got his eye on this island, or just want to be able to ferry units from the north. I'm hoping that maybe he hasn't scouted the fog, because City Vision doesn't reveal the fog if you haven't got vision on it otherwise. So he'll know about the island because of his Drummond now. So his Drummond is superior to my triremes, but there's only one, so I don't think he can one-shot any of my trireme. And the plan is to... I won't be able to do it next turn, because I wasn't able to... Sorry, I'm just answering Alcaraz, who's one more turning while I'm reporting. So the plan is to anchor one ship or two around here and mount an invasion with very unpleasant pikemen for his army, which is almost entirely made of cavalry. My guess at this time is that so he's making Kushite cavalry, but he had to ferry them and upgrade them in Wasset for quite some time. He's now got not barding, but name escapes me for some reason. Battle line. So he's got maces, and I think he's going for swords, because he probably guesses that I'm going pikes, and well, more than guesses. No, he can see my pikes and longbows. But this force is here just for routing. They won't even inflict most damage. I suspect I can take him with Bartley's bounce down, since all these units are still quite fragile until they are more upgraded. I have gathered quite a few Orsbane cavalry units, which should rout and inflict good damage, and my invasion of pike will be very hard to oppose for him if I can manage to land here. The issue with my trireme last turn is that I could only anchor very close and could only disembark on a tile, and you would see my anchoring range and be able to block it with a single unit, which is not good enough. Next turn I'll get the Acropolis, so better order generation from there. I now got Doctrine and a few temples, not yet Orthodoxy, because I didn't have my disciples are busy essentially. One is making a temple in Ormizad, one is making a temple in Susa, and one is making a temple in Parsa. But I'll have another one in 2 turns, and I'll get another influx of order. My science is moving up quite well. I haven't made a single inquiry this game, but my specialists are awesome, and I have a good set of agents, and Wisdom is still working, even if it's half the output it would have without competitive mode. and some of my cities are quite productive with a lot of urban specialists and no constitution, so much better science. This city is still autonomous, but well, they're doing whatever. They are mostly here for their borders, so that's fine by me. And I will probably attack in 2 turns. I'll have a huge influx of orders next turn with order boost, 20 more. So that will be 70 orders. And I count on moving everything closer and be threatening. And he will have either to move into the forest, which is not ideal because his units are ranged, and mine are mostly melee beyond my Palton cavalry. So they don't care about the forest. Mine are also settle-born and can be promoted because they are not tribes. His pikemen are somewhat concerning, but not that much. Not when I can bring longbows to bear. As far as I know, so he's reached Drummond, and he will have a new one soon. As far as I know, he doesn't have access to longbowmen quite yet. He has Drummonds, machinery, and ballistas, so maybe he's choosing to go ballista to deal with my infantry, but could be a plan. But they are slow, so they would be limited to where I can get naval movement, and I intend to deny it as soon as I can take cities. Maybe Chris, another side play, if I can manage to deal with the Drummonds still, is to strike directly at Yamu. That would be quite fun, but I don't think I will be ready to do that in time. Surprisingly, he hasn't gone for any legendary wonder. I was so sure he would be going for the Circus Maximus, but maybe he doesn't have the food or something. I don't have the food either, but I think I could just buy it, even expensive as it is. Let me check actually. How much would it cost? I want to see wonders, please. Not quite. It would be close to 5,000 gold, so I couldn't just outright buy the resources to make to start Circus Maximus, and I'll want to enact Revelation soon to double my temple's order output. So I'll be keeping civics for that. I got a nice event for an influx of training, which solved my issues with upgrading. So all in all, everything is almost fitting together. Ideally, I'd have had the order boost 1 turn later to synchronize with anchoring, moving all my triremes forward. I'll have another one, and will be this will be the last turn to move some troops from my backline to Nishapur, and after that I'll have to wait for the next wave of triremes and border completion to have fast travel. And yeah, that's about it. So that's the state of the empire. I currently have 52 population, 25 military units. It always seems so small a number. Cleared 16 camps, killed 81 units, discovered 34 technologies. Well, I'm a specialist, 30 specialists. My military score is ramping up quite quickly with upgrades, obviously. This is a border boost. We are saying in territory owned. Explored, I explored very quickly at the beginning, so this hasn't changed much. We're neck and neck, city victory point wise. Alcaras is expanding super quickly at the moment, so he's now on 16 cities with his legendary to my 15. So he's now out expanding me, but these cities won't have had time to develop. Like cities settled later are obviously not as valuable as cities settled earlier. Although it facilitates opinion management and all that with discontent mechanics. Proftasia is not... I don't intend to make military unit, but I made many officers, so it's just good training generation going into my stockpile. I'm okay with that. Same with the civics production in a city such as Ormizad, which has marble quarries, but I still wanted to be able to make mounted units because horses here. I cleared this camp because barbarians and Gauls are still pestering me, so at one point I'll probably have to take those camps, maybe even settle the coast. But we'll see. It's quite possible that the game will see decisive turns very soon, next turn or after that. My plan was depending on striking before Alcaraz is ready, and I think we're getting there. I'm getting a huge influx of a huge power increase with my upgrades to pikes and archer. Is still very dependent on mounted units. I also have quite a few camel archers, which are a very decent counter to mounted units with their plus 50%. Also quite mobile with their 4 fatigue points, but I intend to use them mostly to invade through the sea at the moment, keeping my melee units to deal with the potential forest fight and all that. Kushite cavalries won't be as strong in the forest as well, so we'll see. I intend to attack both, or at least posture through here, and prepare my main attack by sea actually. So that's where we're going. Oh, also a plan Alcaraz was curious about. For the longest time I had only 2 laws. I actually had 3 available, but didn't see a point in adopting a third, because the breakpoint is obviously 4, but I could start strongholds. So I adopted 2 laws exactly when I could get stronghold, and then I quickly, as I was going through the bottom of the tech tree, I quickly got divination, aristocracy, sovereignty, and the civics bonus. And when I got the civics bonus, I had suddenly just enough, well, barely over 1200 civics to enact 3 laws at a time. And I waited until I got civics, which coincided with when my stronghold was finished. So I went from 2 laws to 7 very quickly. And I don't think I'll be making much Paltan cavalry. I have the free one. I'll be making cataphract archers when the citadel is complete in Persia, but that will not be immediate. I will very probably strike before that. So the risk will be somewhat limited actually, because I'll be moving with my ships and anchoring, and either it kills my ships and prevent the invasion, or blocks the invasion, or it doesn't, and I will be able to strike back. So to convey my strike. But so essentially I'm risking only my ships. I'm banking on Alcaraz not having explored that much, because he doesn't usually. He will have set agents in my frontline cities, and probably tried to go to my capital, but he's been using a lot of orders to rush inquiries and various things in his core cities. So I don't know where he is with scouting, but I have 3 scouts. I even made a third. So I have 1 position here in case I didn't have an agent and I want to keep full visibility on the front line. I have 1 around here, which I used to scout around here and prepare my landing when I took out the Scythian camp here. And I still have 1 close to the core. It's the one who made the agents in Yamu and Wasset and all that, the agent networks. And so I'm keeping an eye. So I have agents in Yamu, Wasset, Utrepit, Quiz, and Ipu. So I have pretty good visibility on whatever's close to the front. Potentially there are hidden units in the north, but so long as they are in Yamu territory, I would see them. So maybe they're out clearing barbs and tribes. We'll see. We'll see if we have a sudden surge of units next turn. And yeah, that's about that. Alright, ministry. So yeah, of course he put the full priority on temples and on monastery in Clerics city, because they're worth a lot more, double essentially. So he's backfilling now, I guess. And on my side, Zoroastrianism hasn't really spread to the south because it's quite far from the holy city, but the entire top half of my empire is following Zoroastrianism. Alright, so that will be that. I might be recording my actual turn play on micro in the following turns if I'm attacking, and we'll see if we stitch that and put that in the video or something like that. Alright, see you soon! Okay, so I'll be recording this one actually. This is only the next turn. While I was doing my report on turn 90, Alcaras played his turn, so I have one more turn today. And I decided to move in, so taking inspiration from Frederick in another report. I played my turn and undid it, and I will redo my turn and comment on it. So I moved in, essentially. So I picked coinage to go toward Latin Sail and Drummond. I'm afraid of breaking the activity, so coinage is on the way to Latin Sail, which should be fairly accessible. I have quite a bit of overflow. I'll have some more after completing coinage, so that should be all good. I'm realizing that I forgot to still research this turn, so we'll see about that. I did some of my civics movements, so this one was an event, a retiring general. I got the Acropolis. I moved a worker here to start Hamlet, because I want to start urbanizing this coast at long last and link up my cities. I should make some progress with this Hamlet and this garrison and the barracks next to come. I don't know what's happening now. I'm probably moving my last batch of military units toward the front while I still have the boats linked. So let me see, we're going back to the action. I'm advancing some units that are further away, upgrading to a pikeman, moving a chariot in. I made quite a few force march. Moved my first trireme in, so I have only one tile, but maybe you'll get distracted, we'll see. My units have quite a bit of movement on the sea. Moved up another one, forced marched it here, so that to make sure I link up to the borders. Anchored, moved my two backline ships up. This one picked a promotion, I think it's a grappler. No, it's ladding actually. Increased the anchor range, which will be awesome. I wish I had that earlier. And I'm moving in chariots to make use of flanking. And the humble chariots are doing quite a bit of damage. This is my Balton cavalry. Unfortunately, I lost my general, or my turn would have been easier. He just got 60 and unassigned this turn, a bit of an oversight from a part. Moving my worker and making... I need 2 miners in this city, that's the main goal, because it will entirely collapse my borders along the coast here and facilitate my movement. It will take some time, but it will happen. So I'm making another worker actually. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm fighting, I guess? Yes. So I'm continuing my route chain. I think I moved in even a camel archer to allow the final route. I'm buying orders at the end, so you'll see I end my turn with absolutely no orders left. So I spent I think 71 orders I had this turn, and I still bought a few to be able to move in. So I spent most of my training stockpile. I will have just enough for 1 force march next turn. And I attacked the spear, so obviously we'll be able to attack good damage to inflict good counter-attack with 2 spears he has. Undoubtedly his Kushite cavalry and other units from the back will be striking back as well. Probably some moving from the north, or maybe he planned on attacking the Numidians. I don't know. Is he still at war with them? Yes, he is. So maybe he was planning to take this city, but his Drummond would be quite enough to enable him to ferry troops from the north to the south. But yeah, this is early strike. Killing the Merc units will have mostly a moral effect. They were always going to be inferior to promoted units led by generals. And cavalry or not, they can't rout. So they have the same vulnerability as other cavalry, but they can't rout, and they have only 2 fatigue points. So they were fodder, more or less, but I still cleaned up quite a bit. He will have to mobilize some of his orders and activity to deal with that. Hopefully quite a bit, and still not be satisfied with the result, but we'll see. And my main strike is actually coming from the north, mostly based on infantry with quite a few pikes and longbowmen, which should be able to reach here unless he blocks this tile. And even if he blocks this tile, I can quite possibly find and stun his Drummond and kill it slowly. He'll have a second one, but he will still be under pressure to defend himself. In both the south, I'm coming with reinforcement. I'm not afraid to use chariots. My pike will be a nuisance. It will take some time to arrive, but it will arrive. I still got a longbow here, so I'm not defenseless either. So yeah, overall feeling quite good. We'll see how badly he can mold my forces. He can quite possibly clean up everything here, but if he does that, hopefully he'll be a bit vulnerable to my devious planning in the north. We'll see that. So we'll see about that. Ideally, my force march next turn will be about force marching this Drummond because it has ladding, and this trireme because it has ladding, and use it to facilitate the ferrying of troop from the staging ground at Comis to wherever he ends up. Around Quish, but I could also chain directly toward Yamu and exploit his vulnerability, but I really need to deal with his Drummonds and his cities, prevent them from rushing at least, before he gets a very strong upper hand. And I played last city, and that was the end of my turn. So I'll send the turn now, and yeah, we'll see. There is a strong probability that I will record my next turn as well, in a similar fashion, because I think it's important to show more detail when the action starts. So there you go. See you soon.